What is up, gamers? Pineapple Owl here, back with the story of Kratos series. Took a little bit of a break, just cause I don't know, I wanted to, honestly. Um, but yeah, it was the holiday season, and frankly, It's a bit of a daunting task to take on the newer games compared to the old ones. They're a lot bigger, a lot more content. It's going to be a lot more time consuming, and I'm also just not as good at video games as I used to be. So it's going to take a little while, but that's all right. So yeah, last we left off was we completed God of War 3, which was the last PlayStation 3 release, which rounded up the Greek mythology saga for God of War. And we'll be taking off with God of War 4, which we're going to call technically God of War 18, but we're going to call it God of War 4 for continuity's sake for this series we're doing here. But yeah, I guess for God of War 4, just a quick rundown. Why don't we do the back story first? So yeah, God of War 4 basically takes place decades after God of War 3. It's many, many, many years. They don't really buckle down and tell you how many years, but very, very long time. He visibly ages in between the two games, and they have a different voice actor for and everything to try and institute that. So basically, it's worth noting a few canonical things that they've released since the release of that game and leading up to the release of that game that happened between the third and fourth game. So one thing worth noting is there was a comic book which I actually purchased and bought just because I'm a God of War fan. I want to know what's going on in the game's lore. And it's called the Fallen God comic book series. It came out in 2021, so it was about 3 years after this game came out was when they released that comic book series. But it takes place right after the third game, where they had a post-credit scene which kind of revealed that Kratos survived the blow to the Blade of Olympus and he crawled off the cliff. And presumably, I actually assumed he was just finishing himself off, but I was obviously wrong. So yeah, the comic book was I'm not super into comics. It was the first time I ever actually read a comic book, and I don't know, it wasn't really my cup of tea. I would love to see a video game adaptation of the game. I think that'd be really cool. But yeah, the game basically kind of just shows the beginning of Kratos' journey to Scandinavia, and it shows him going through Greece, going through Egypt, and it was kind of, I guess, canonically the first time you kind of see Kratos in a different mythological setting. But it was pretty vague, kind of a lackluster read overall. It was just a lot of pictures, very little dialogue. It was just showed him basically Athena was talking to him telepathically or something, and it basically showed that she cursed him somehow to where the blades of chaos were always by him. Like, he would throw them in the woods, he would throw them in, far off, he'd leave them in a cave somewhere, and they would just, when he woke up the next morning, they would just appear sitting there kind of floating majestically in the air, covered in fire and all that. And he was going through Egypt, and he was tasked by the gods there to take care of what were called chaos beasts, which these chaos beasts were basically giant animals. It was just like, there's a giant crocodile he fought, and then a giant hippopotamus that he fought. And these things were just super, super big. They were like, trying to think of a comparison, but if you look at the camera, Kratos is about that big. You can move my head. Kratos is about that big. The hippopotamus was like that big. It was this huge fucking thing. Like when Kratos would go and he was trying to fight them and without any weapons, just his bare hands. And I think he fought the hippopotamus last. I think he fought the croc first, and he kind of was able to take down the croc. It was a little smaller, but this hippopotamus was huge. He went to go punch it, and it had no effect on the hippo. So it kind of took a blow to his ego a bit, and then he ended up picking up the blades of chaos, donning them again to take down this hippopotamus chaos beast. And he then basically traveled from Egypt to Scandinavia wielding the blades of chaos, essentially, so the comic would suggest. But it was very quick. You can literally read. There's like 4 issues, I think. They were very. Each one was like maybe 10 pages long. You could read them all within a 20-minute period. It was pretty lackluster, in my opinion. Like I said, I'm not really big into comic books, so maybe that's normal. I just wasn't really my cup of tea personally. But I read it because I want to know what's going on in the game's lore. But yeah, so we can skip that. So then, leading up to the release of the God of War 2018, or again, we're going to call it God of War 4 for the series, there was this Facebook Messenger text adventure game, kind of like, I think that game was called Zion, I think was what that game was called. I can't quite remember, but it's kind of like along those lines where you just punch in commands and then it explains what's happening in the game. It's strictly text. There's nothing else to it. It was called A Call from the Wilds, and takes place a little bit before the fourth game starts. It's while Faye, Atreus' mom, and Kratos' second wife was still alive. It does really little for the game's lore. I played through it a couple times just to try and see if I can find any possible facets into the game's like mythos and stuff, and I didn't remember finding anything. It just kind of reiterates and delves a little deeper into Atreus' vague nature abilities, which is obviously a product of him being, part god essentially. But it just kind of just you're playing as Atreus in that game, and it again it just kind of just hints, kind of sprinkles little tidbits of like these weird abilities that Atreus has with the environment around him and animals around him and stuff. So those are the only 2 things that, as of now, that they have released that is canon in regards to between the 3rd and 4th game. So now we can go get this booted up. Alrighty. I guess there's no background things. Yeah, God of War 4. Yeah, like I said, decades after the 3rd game, many years. This is the first game with the soft reboot gameplay. It was basically their way of trying to update and refresh the gameplay a bit, because as fun as the old hack and slash games were, it was getting a tad stale at that point, because between all the PSP releases and the PlayStation 2 and 3 releases, there were, I think, 6 games, right? Yeah, 6 games. This is chapter 7. There were 6 games. So yeah, it was very fun, and it's, at least for the time period, it was great, I feel like, and it was obviously a very successful franchise. God of War Ascension saw a slight dip in sales just because they kind of put more emphasis on the multiplayer for that game, which most people weren't super big on. Well, like I said, my brother was very into it, but I think that was kind of like not necessarily a wake up call, but they were kind of like, okay, let's spice things up a bit. And just again, this came out in 2018. So like by 2018 standards, hack and slashes are just, I don't know, I feel like they're a little simple. Not to say a hack and slash wouldn't be a good game or do well in today's market, but I just feel like it's a little simple by a lot of today's games, today's standards. So I think they're just trying to update it a little bit. So this is the first game set in Norse mythology, which is obviously the first game not set in Greek mythology. So it's just another big update to the game. As I was saying, it's a bit of a daunting task. It's a much bigger game than all the other ones previously. Before this, it's like such a bigger game. Like the longest game before this was the second God of War game, which is God of War 2 on PS2, which that game took about it's like 11, 12 hours, something like that, to beat it. To where this game takes upwards to 40 hours to beat the single playthrough. So it's just substantially bigger by comparison. And it's the first game to have an open world, which again is just puts emphasis on the sheer size and content of the game. This is the first game to have a full companion. This was something that was experimented with briefly in God of War 3, where you had Pandora, where she kind of helped you navigate the environment in some areas of the game. But aside from that, she wasn't doing a whole lot. I guess some enemies would aggro on her, so it kind of made it easier in some fights when some of the enemies were kind of giving you a little bit of slack. But it was not a full-blown game mechanic by any means, to where in this game it is. In my opinion, this game has the best soundtrack. Like, they won awards for it, and deservingly so. It was, in my opinion, fantastic soundtrack. This was the first game to have a major focus on the story, and that's not to say the previous games didn't. The first God of War game actually did a pretty bang up job as far as stories go, as far as I'm concerned, especially for 2001 is when it came out. Very good game. Just love it. Yeah, but they seriously like put emphasis on the story in this game, and they made the game in a way where the kind of similar to the third game in Ascension, where the cutscenes and the in-game graphics were the same. But obviously, this is a newer game, newer console, were much better graphics, and just the way they transitioned from cutscene to gameplay was way more fluid. So just it made it for a very in-depth and like just fluid experience. So it made for a very unique and good storytelling experience. This was the first God of War game to get Game of the Year, and the only one. It's like Ragnarok, actually, the sequel to this game was a contender, but it didn't get Game of the Year, which I actually personally like this God of War more than its sequel. Not to say Ragnarok wasn't good, it was good, but I personally just like this one better. And yeah, it was deserved, man. This game was just such a good game. Like, it's such a good game. They did such a good job with it. Being an original fan, it was kind of cool. Like, at first when I saw the change in gameplay, I was a little hesitant. I was like, oh, it's supposed to be a hack and slash, this and that, but no, they did such a good job with it. So yeah, we'll just dive right in. And yeah, get started. Like I said, very big game. So this is chapter 7, and the next one, chapter 8 for Ragnarok, are going to just be much longer, because again, the games are 4 times longer. Five, and Ragnarok has even way more bonus content within the game. So like, it's gonna take a while to tackle them, but slowly but surely we'll trickle it down. So let's boot her up. So yeah, that's nothing crazy. I just like to kind of show the game booting up for each game, but yeah, no, there's no cutscene, nothing like that. Just fades in. So I guess we gotta do a new game. We're doing a new game. Start a new game. Manually save your current progress before starting a new game. Auto save data may be lost starting a new game. Okay. So yeah, we are. Oh no, that's right. Jesus Christ, I forgot. The whole point of these was to play them on the hardest difficulty. um, yeah. So again, we'll see. I'm gonna give it a bona fide college try, but I technically beat this game on the hardest difficulty, but I didn't do any of the bonus content. I did strictly the main story, so it's going to be challenging to say the least. So yeah, that's my main discourse for trying these is these games are so much harder than the original ones. Like, the hardest difficulty is truly difficult, but we'll give it a shot. That's the whole point. The whole point is to watch me struggle and generate content, right? So let's get to it.
found some.
Get in the boat, boy.
Still want me to tie it to the boat?
Boy. That is enough.
Father,
What?
did something change? The forest feels different.
Everything is different, boy. Try not to dwell on it.
Yes, sir.
That was the last.
Oh, there do I see my mother. Oh, there do I see my father. Oh, there do they call to me. 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 She's ready.
This knife. It was hers. Now it is yours. She taught you to hunt.
She knew.
Show me.
Now?
Now.
What are we hunting?
You are hunting deer.
Which way?
In the direction of deer.
Okay, this way. Father, why are we doing this now?
I need to know you can survive the journey.
Then we leave for the mountain?
Depends on you. Hunt. What did you find?
Tracks. Not deer, though. I'll keep looking.
Boy, you missed these.
Huh. Close. But also not deer. See? Tips are too wide. Mountains up?
Your mother taught you well.
Yeah.
But yeah, a totally different direction for the game. Every other God of War game had this very big, thunderous opening sequence where it was very chaotic and a lot of violence and over the top action. And you are hunting deer after a funeral in this one. Yeah, like all God of War games, there's plenty of goodies and secrets if you know where to look.
Gonna see what's up ahead.
More tracks?
Yeah. But they're too round. Could be a wild boar.
Good.
Oh! Now what?
This way, boy.
Hup! Oh. Wait, deer tracks. They're fresh. This way. Found it!
Slow down, boy. You are hunting deer, not chasing it.
Yes, Father.
Oh yeah, hit this button and that button.
We broke our bridge. How are we gonna get across?
Step aside.
Wow.
Go.
Oh. What happened here? There it is!
Hold. guard is up. Only fire. Only fire when I tell you to fire.
I'm sorry.
Do not be sorry. Be better. Find it. Find it.
My bow!
No! You are not ready! Stay back!
Oh shit. Oh, there's another one. Ah, fucker. Seriously. I'm literally a better gamer.
My bow!
No! You are not ready! Stay back!
Yeah, that's another way this one's harder, is that you can't just block everything by blocking. If they come from your back while you're blocking, you still take damage. Ah, fucker.
stronger.
Now they obviously get staggered
Never come
less.
this close to our woods before.
Keep moving.
They always get staggered less on the harder difficulties, and they have that blue eye thing too, where they get a bit of health and get stronger if they are alive for too long.
Should we be here?
Good aim. So yeah, that's how you increase your health. Instead of organize, it's apples, and then for rage meter, I actually don't quite remember what it was in this one, so we'll find out. And then this game actually did magic a bit differently than the other games. For anyone who has played this one.
Here's this way. I can see more tracks. Or we can follow you.
I guess we'll just do that blue eye thing too. Damn it. Fuck. Yeah. Like I said, not really looking forward to playing this on the hardest mode. Shouldn't be as bad as New Game Plus on the hardest mode though. Once I get my health up and more abilities, it will get easier.
What?
He can no longer use it. We can.
They were just hungry.
What?
The wolves. They weren't mean. They were starving.
Yes, I imagine they were. Mind the edge, boy.
hell's the sprint not working? Maybe you haven't unlocked it yet? Time will tell, I suppose. That was a very nice addition. Adding a fucking sprint.
You went to the old temple. But Mom told me never to go in there.
We do what we please, boy. No excuses.
Look. Can I have my bow back now?
Can you hit it from here?
We should get closer. I went hunting with Mother a bunch of times. She never wanted to take me. Why now?
It was her wish. And it was time.
Oh, yeah, that'll fucking do it, Jesus Christ. Alright, fair enough. Ugh, I'm gonna just die at every single fight scene. Is that how this chapter's gonna go? Yes, the next game was really the one I'm looking forward to. Ragnarok was so hard, man. Even on the regular difficulty, I was struggling on that one. God damn it, dude. Jesus Christ. I thought I was forgetting something.
So nice. Where are you going? I think he's this way.
Boy, over here.
Oh look, it's Skull and Hati, the giant wolves who chased the sun and moon. Where did they come from? How did they get up there? What's happening there at the end? They eat the sun and moon, and then everybody fights? Father, look.
Wait for my mark. Relax. Do not think of it as an animal. It is simply a target. Clear your mind. Feet solid. Steady yourself.
I got it.
Good.
It's still alive.
Your knife. No. Finish what you started.
I can't. We're gonna fight that?
We have no choice.
Okay, just tell me when to shoot. At the ready. Keep hitting it. Why isn't he falling? At the ready.
Ah, fucker.
Get control of yourself, boy.
Ready to go now. Damn it, move. I'm ready. That's where you get.
Boy,
Think I'm afraid of you? You're nothing to me.
boy, look at me. Look at me, boy. Boy, look at me.
We did it.
You are not ready.
What? Are you serious? I found the deer. I proved myself. How am I not ready?
We are going home.
I haven't been sick in a long time. I can do this.
You are not ready.
I am ready.
Do not speak again.
Still can't get the doors open, huh?
Quiet.
Damn. Jesus Christ. What the block is so fucking this. God damn it. guys, huh?
I told you something was different about the forest.
And I told you not to speak.
But why would a fire troll burn Mother's garden? And since when are Draugrs so close to the house? And what was that frozen thing that attacked them?
I do not know. Now be silent. We are almost home. Inside, boy.
It's not fair.
You lost control.
That thing was trying to kill us. It's not like you don't get angry in a fight.
Anger can be a weapon. If you control it, use it. You clearly cannot. When you...
I haven't been sick in a long time. I'm better now.
Fine. Come on then.
You want me to hit you?
I want you to try.
Ow! What are you...
Try again.
Why are you doing that?
Too slow. Try again.
Cut it out!
Weak. Again. Again.
Stop it!
Again. Your anger. You can get lost in it. That ahead is difficult. And you, Atreus, are clearly not ready.
What was that?
Quiet.
Come on out! There's no use hiding anymore. I know who you are.
What's going on? Do you know him?
More importantly, I know what you are.
Boy, beneath the floor. Now.
But you told me never to go down there. Who is that?
I do not know.
What's he talking about?
I do not know. Get in.
Just tell me what I want to know. No need for this to get bloody. you'd be bigger. But you're definitely the one. Long way from home, aren't you?
What do you want?
Oh, you already know the answer to that.
Whatever it is you seek, I do not have it. You should move on.
And here I thought your kind was supposed to be so enlightened, so much better than us, so much smarter. And yet you hide out here in the woods like a coward.
You do not want this fight.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I do.
Leave my home.
You are going to have to kill me for that to happen.
I warned you.
Finally.
You would not listen.
Fine. My turn. How incredibly disappointing. Come on, then. Point! Are you even trying? Come on Tell me what I want. Pain stops real soon. Why are there two beds in here?
Leave my home!
Struck a nerve, did I? Who are you hiding? Slow and old. You should never have come to Midgard. So, care to try again?
You talk too much.
You won't talk? Fine. Maybe whoever it is you got stashed in that house will. I can't feel any of this. You've seen it with your own eyes. You can't hurt me. Nothing can. This fight is pointless. Your struggle is pointless. It didn't have to be this way. Pathetic. You can't win. I feel nothing. But you feel everything, yet you keep trying. I'm not my brother. And if you'd given me what I wanted, it wouldn't have ended this way. But no. Let's finish this.
Shit, I was not paying attention.
We cannot stay here. Boy.
There was so much. I thought. You're all right.
I am all right. Come. Gather your things. We are leaving.
Thought I wasn't ready.
You are not. We have no choice now. Prove me wrong.
Yes, sir. The mountain. It's gonna be a long trip.
Yes, but an important one.
Whoa. How did this happen?
Alrighty, that is an excellent stopping point. There we go. So that's the opening of God of War 4. Thanks for watching live if you did. Thanks for tuning on YouTube if you do. And we'll catch you on the next one. I think I'm going to start, I think it's kind of what I was doing for the last several on the last ones, but I'm only going to be doing it on the weekends for now. So going forward, so just one or two a week on the weekends. So catch you on the next one. Thank you very much.